Hello, welcome to Dig It Tuesdays. I'm Renee, and I am going to be talking about how to stay warm this season using food and nutrition and changing up a little bit of your lifestyle habits. Once again, I'm going to start with a small webinar. We're going to talk quickly for a little bit, and then we're going to go back to our kitchen and do a little cooking together. So I'm a registered dietitian. I live in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I have a company called True Nosh. So those of you who have questions after the presentation can email me at info@truenosh.com. And thanks for watching. So today we're talking about warmth and nutrition. It is the winter season coming up when we need to stay warm because it's important to keep your body at a warm temperature because the weather can really affect your body's ability to fight off viruses and infections. So keeping your body warm can actually increase your immunity. You can help yourself stay warm this winter by doing a lot of different exercises. Also, you can eat a lot of different good foods as well. So that's why I'm here. There's more people at risk of getting cold easily, and I am actually one of them. I'm not over 65, but people who are over 65 do not have that ability to shiver as much. So if you shiver, it means actually your body is telling you that you need to get somewhere warm and quickly to kind of keep your body at the same temperature, okay? And those who have low income and finding hard to find heating and can't afford it are also at a higher risk. And some people who have long-term health conditions such as heart disease, lung disease, or kidney disease may have some risks of being able to keep themselves warm. And then some people who are disabled and have medication, and people like me who have a hypothyroid, which means I can't generate heat as much as quickly because my thyroid just isn't working very well, and I have to rely on some hormones and also doing exercises and food to keep myself warm. And those who are also having some drugs who are treating high blood pressure, they include beta blockers and alpha blockers, which help your blood vessels open up and constrict. They can be more sensitive to cold as well. Children, you don't develop the ability to shiver until you're around 2 years old. So you need to really wrap children up in blankets or coats or socks and hoods when you go out in the winter to take a walk or go grocery shopping. Eat well. All right, so balancing your diet really keeps you warm and healthy, and you want to make sure that your family eats at least one hot meal a day with some sort of soup, which is higher in nutrition and keeps you warm. Soup can be inexpensive, and I'm also going to teach you a soup recipe today. We actually taught you two last week with the session on keeping, yourself youthful, and those soups can also keep you warm in the winter. So you can go ahead and reflect on that session. Staying active and staying in touch. So, I know the weather prevents people from getting inside. So you can stay indoors, do household activities, maybe mop the floor. And, that's a good time for you to clean out the attic or your storage. Stay in contact with friends. If you're stuck in the house, you want to be able to call up some friends or elderly and just, being able to keep your mental health in check as well. Okay. All right, so some symptoms of when you need to get yourself someplace warmer is shivering. So it's a warning sign that your body needs to tell you that you need to either bundle up or go inside and get yourself a warm glass of water or some tea. Even a little drop in body temperature can cause some sort of autoimmune deficiencies, and it's unlikely that staying warm is like going to kill you, but it is a matter of your health and also increases your chance of getting some illnesses such as the flu. All right. And are you iron deficient? So some friends are asking me if, how do I tell? Well, there are different ways. The best way to do it is to go and get a blood test to see if you're iron deficient and talk to your doctor and your dietitian to see what sort of foods and things that you can do in your life to increase your iron. Because if you're iron deficient, you can also get cold a little bit quicker. Okay, so nutrition and lifestyle is very important. I mean, your body naturally warms itself from eating foods and you're digesting it because it increases your blood flow and raises your temperature. When you're nourishing yourself, these are keeping you warm, but there's also warming foods that have like good fuel to help you feel good. And keeping active is also very important. To move your body around keeps your circulation in a good rhythm. And also, when you're active, it helps you maintain your lean body mass. And if you are also doing some physical activity, you can also help build muscle, and that also can help you increase your body heat. Okay. Whole grains. So we're talking about different foods now, and this is very exciting to me because whole grains are super exciting. There's so many different whole grains that you can buy. So brown rice is a whole grain, quinoa is a whole grain, buckwheat is a whole grain. And while you eat some whole grains, you can also think of the fiber and bran content because it breaks down in your digestive system a lot slower, and therefore you release your energy in more of a constant pace versus having a really big spike and a really low dip, right? So it keeps you warm slow because you actually digest it a little bit slower versus having a processed grain such as pasta. They actually don't heat you up as efficiently and it doesn't keep you warm that long compared to whole grains. Okay. And they actually also help promote your gut health, right? Fiber feeds your probiotic, prebiotic so fiber is a prebiotic and it feeds your good microbiome inside your digestive tract. So it keeps you warm throughout the night. Um, Eating some oatmeal also in the morning can also keep you warm during the daytime. And there's always that choice of actually even oatmeal at night too. There's no rules really against that. Caffeine. So a hot cup of coffee is great on a chilly day, but it actually is the caffeine inside the coffee that warms you up because caffeine is a chemical substance that actually raises your heart rate and therefore increases your blood flow, which then warms up your body temperature. So coffee, black tea, green teas, some soft drinks that have caffeine, and even chocolate can increase your heart rate, increase your blood flow, therefore keeping you warm. So it's funny because even drinking cold coffee or iced coffee, in fact, can raise your body temperature. So it doesn't actually have to be a hot drink because the caffeine is what actually increases your blood flow and your temperature. Some people are taking some MCT oils. So MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides, and they promote thermogenesis, which is a process that your body warms itself after a meal. Because the MCTs are shorter chain instead of the longer chain fatty acids, it's more efficient and actually can help you raise your body temperature a bit quicker. So therefore, when you're raising your body temperature, you're actually burning fat. And people may feel longer when they supplement their meals with some MCT oil, when they cook their meals with MCT oil, and they feel satisfied a little bit warmer also. Okay. And then we're going to nuts and seeds. A lot of times in my presentations, I talk about how great nuts and seeds are. And this is another time that I'm going to tell you how great nuts and seeds are. Peanuts have magnesium. It is a vitamin. Well, it's actually um, element that helps regulates your body temperature, and it cools your body actually in warm environments. And then when you're in the chilly weather, it actually heats it up. So it helps you regulate your body temperature. And peanuts also have vitamin B3, so it's actually known to increase blood circulation. And when your blood flow increases, therefore your temperature increases, and you can warm your system for a little bit. Another seed is sesame seed. You can heat through your body with increasing your sesame seed intake because it actually helps oxidize fatty acids because it's a thermogenesis process. And this process burns fat and releases energy. Then, therefore, when you do that, it heats your body. Other good foods. So potatoes are actually interesting because it actually is researched to help you warm your body more than pasta does. So scientists compared study if you eat salmon with some mashed potatoes versus eating salmon with pasta, you're actually warming your body temperature 40% higher than the salmon with pasta. Isn't that interesting? And then bananas. Bananas are interestingly very good. They have potassium, but they also have magnesium and vitamin Bs, and they help your body feel toasty. And they can change your core temperature. So when you are cold, on a cold day, you actually help you increase your body temperature. But then if you have a fever and you eat some bananas, it can potentially cool down your body as well. So it can also act as a regulator in both those circumstances. Spices are wonderful. So I talk about spices a lot because I want to help you decrease your salt intake and decrease your sodium intake. So we cook with ginger a lot in the winter. I do because it again increases blood flow and helps your blood pump and increases your temperature. And then ginger keeps you warm longer than other hot beverages. So to put ginger in tea, that can actually increase that warmth and help that keep you warm longer. And another relative to ginger is turmeric. Turmeric has a substance called curcumin. Okay, so when your body absorbs curcumin, it contains and releases chemicals in the brain, and which is called dopamine, and it's a chemical that triggers temperature regulation. So therefore, curcumin in turmeric improves blood circulation and adds more heat to your body. We're going to also put curcumin in our dish today. Cinnamon. Cinnamon's one of my favorite spices. Is actually a tree bark, and it helps you raise the amount of carbon dioxide in your stomach to help retain your body heat. Okay. But it also does the opposite in the warm weathers. It actually helps you reduce your body temperature. So again, this spice elevates and helps regulate your temperature of your body, and actually can also help support stomach health because it alleviates gas as well when you are trying to digest. So adding a little cinnamon to a slice of apple or pear can also help you regulate your blood sugar as well. So those people who have diabetes, cinnamon is also a good friend of yours. Peppers. Well, everyone knows spicy peppers causes a lot of discomfort when you don't like them, but people love the heat and the spice in hot sauces because spicy dishes cause sweating, but actually it lowers the temperature when you sweat, because when you sweat, the water on your skin lowers the body temperature, which is why spicy food is more popular in warmer climates. But despite some of the times that causes sweating, certain peppers like cayenne pepper and habaneros and jalapenos can have a substance called capsaicin, and then can actually warm your body because it helps you digest slow and it actually digests quite slowly in your digestive system too. So therefore increases your blood flow in your GI tract. So it's good for your gut and your body temperature, okay? It's funny though, because it doesn't actually raise your heart rate because it doesn't actually causes your heart to pump faster, but this actually increases the blood flow. So, but capsaicin is a vasodilator, so it actually helps you pump more blood to your GI tract. Okay. Other things, garlic and onions are great for flavor. They're great for aroma, but people have been using garlic forever to fake fevers to get out of school, apparently. This is a story that I've heard. And then because garlic naturally increases your body temperature, eating garlic for those who are going into the cold can actually delay hypothermia because it's producing heat. So eating onions also and garlic together can both warm you up. So we're going to be cooking with both today. And then green tea and cocoa. So these are drinks that you can easily buy nowadays, and you can add it to your coffee. Green tea has caffeine, but it also has flavonoids called catechins. And that is actually something that can stimulate your body and your brain waves that create a state of calmness, interestingly. So it doesn't actually cause any sweat or jitters. So green tea is a very interesting substance that has caffeine, but it doesn't cause too much jitter. Cocoa powder is something that causes non-shivering thermogenesis, which just means that your body can produce without actually triggering shivering. So dark chocolate and cocoa increases blood flow in your body and also actually helps improve your cognitive function, therefore helping you feel more relaxed and happy. It may not work as well as green tea, but it still heats up your body because it actually helps you burn fat. So enjoying some chocolate with a cocoa level above 75% is also important, which also means because it has a little bit less sugar too. Iron and protein in foods. So protein-rich meals actually make your body 3 times hotter than fat-rich meals. Okay, and that's actually been researched quite a bit. Beans are both hot and filling. They're a great source of iron. They have copper, which actually helps pump oxygen into your blood and then enhances your blood flow, so therefore regulates your body temperature faster. Mussels, this is a wonderful seafood. One of my favorite seafoods to eat actually has high in iron and also omega-3 fatty acids that help regulate temperature. Eggs are actually considered, in my life, a superfood because they have both protein and calcium and really good rich fatty acids as well, and actually can raise your core temperature from their high iron. Okay, a lot of people are interestingly suffering from meat sweats, and that's interesting because your body actually uses quite significant amount of energy to break down meat when you are digesting it. Therefore, you're sweating when you're too hot, and um, it's sweat, but sweat actually cools you down because of the water content that it has on your skin. But one serving of high protein meal is probably enough. So try to not overeat your protein to cause meat sweats because it's not nice to wake up in a pool of sweat in the middle of the night. So meat-based protein, I'm talking about like animal protein, requires more energy to break down than plant protein such as soy. So eating leaner proteins can help you feel warmer after eating it, but it actually causes you to use more energy to break these things down. Okay. A balanced diet is very important. I talk about this all the time. You need to find quality protein, so lean protein. So try to decrease the amount of saturated fat. And then choosing more vegetable protein can be important. So like beans and lentils and tofu. All right. You want to consider that as 10 to 35% of your total calories. It really depends on how much physical activity you are doing and if you're an athlete or not. The golden, I guess, that rule of thumb is zero point 0.8 grams per kilogram of your body weight. Okay. Healthy fats, omega-3s, there's fatty fish such as mackerel, salmon, anchovy, sardines. And if you don't eat fish, you can go towards flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts. They're great in omega-3s. Whole grains, high in your best friend, which is fiber, as well as vitamin Bs. And then try to fill your plate with half vegetables and fruits because they provide fiber. And when you're increasing your fiber, you should increase your fluid. Try to choose water as your first line of hydration because it helps you keep your stool soft, prevents constipation. Actually, it actually also keeps you warm because it increases circulation, and you can help you drink water by carrying a water bottle, putting water all over your house and reminding yourself, or also downloading an app on your phone or your computer to remind you to drink water, and also pair water with meals and snacks, or when you're working just like me today, I have some herbal tea. Choosing your health is super important, okay? If you're smoking, there are so many different places you can find support. You can call up your local pharmacist to see what they can do for you because it's a risk factor and impact circulation can decrease your body temperature. Physical activity is really important. Increases, helps your blood flow and helps, improve vasodilation, meaning you're opening and constricting of your veins and arteries. That's important to exercise. Healthy weight. So if you're obese or overweight, it can impact your blood flow. And then following a healthy diet, as I said earlier on, choose more vegetables, use healthy fats, and increasing your fiber. Staying hydrated is a good thing to decrease inflammation in your body. And then stress. Stress is something that we all suffer from, and you really need to manage it either through a yoga class, meditation. You can do some housework, watch comedy on TV or play some soothing music, and even calling up your friend and having a good talk. Remember, maintaining health is more than just one pill, one food, one nutrients, or one lab result, or one type of exercise, because you really have to think of your health as a balanced overall lifestyle to make a big difference, okay? Reading your labels, very important. Review the session that I talked about, nutrition labels and nutrition facts and ingredients. Products that have health claims such as low fat in the front might be high in other processed foods such as carbs, calories, sugar, and sodium. So Health Canada is a great website for you to understand more about label reading. Consulting your doctor is also great. Prevention is always the key. You don't want to get a disease and end up in the hospital. You want to prevent that doctor visit and hospital visit, right? HealthLink BC is a great resource. You can call 811 during regular business hours and ask to talk to a physician or a nurse or a dietitian, as well as BC Dietitians, and we're here to help. So you can go on bcdietitians.ca and ask for a consult with a dietitian near you. Okay, and that is my presentation for today. We're going to go back to our kitchen and we're going to cook up some really nice warming food. So I have here today with you, we're going to make a carrot, ginger, and coconut soup and some fun potato gnocchi, okay, that goes with it. So that's something that we're going to do today. I just need to get some flour. All right. And hopefully you guys are ready to eat. So during my presentation, I've actually put some carrots on boil. So I cut up about 2.5 carrots, so about 2 cups of carrots, and about 3 cups of water. And I've put it on a um, boil. And then I also have a really big, well, not really big, but like a good large size potato also in the back to boil. So it's ready for me to make some gnocchi when I'm ready, right? So the carrots don't really need to be peeled because I scrub them really well. Make sure you get all the dirt in because carrot skin has a lot of fiber and it's got a lot of antioxidants. I said before, a fruit or vegetable doesn't have legs that can run away from the elements and from predators, right? So their line of defense is their skin. Therefore, there's a lot of antioxidants and good fiber in the skin. Okay, so I'm boiling that was on boil for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna keep that on boil because we're just gonna make a carrot soup. But ginger and garlic and onions are super important too. So what I'm gonna do, I have a small half of an onion and I'm just gonna cut them into rough chunks and we're gonna saute them. So in the back there, I have a saute pan that I'm gonna turn up to medium heat. And I'm just gonna peel this quickly. And rough chop it. Doesn't have to be any meticulous looking cubes. It just needs to be able to cook thoroughly. Okay, and I've added a little bit of sesame oil to the bottom of the pan. Okay, I'm going to turn that down to medium, and I'm going to put the onions on there, and then I have some ginger. So I also scrub this ginger really well, and I don't peel my ginger because, again, I do believe that ginger peel has a lot of antioxidants and fiber in it. So as long as you wash it well, you're fine. Okay, so I'm going to put about a third of a cup of ginger in my boiling carrots right now. And you can always add more if you like more ginger. I think a third of a cup is sufficient enough for about 2 large carrots and like 3 cups of water. But we'll taste it later to see if we need to add more, okay? And now I have also some garlic. I'm gonna put in about 3 cloves of garlic in with my onions. I'm just gonna peel them nicely. And I actually am not even gonna chop them because later on we're gonna blend the soup all together. So I'm gonna add the whole garlic with my onions and just saute them together. Just creating another layer of complexity with the browning of these beautiful veggies. Okay. Oh, I have this one small one in because it's so tiny. Anyways, I love the smell of sauteing garlic and onions together. No wonder why they have it in so many different recipes. If you don't have garlic, you can always just get garlic powder, and it works in this recipe as well. So now, after sauteing that for a little bit, I'm actually, after it cooks and it's got a nice brown color, I'm gonna add it with my carrots, okay? Just for a little bit of flavor, I'm gonna add a little bit of, just a tiny dash of salt. If you don't wanna add salt, you can add some thyme and garlic powder. Just increase your amount of garlic in there and that will be fine also, okay? You can also add a little sprinkle of cheese too, but that's all up to you. So when we finish cooking the onions and garlic, so they have a nice brown color. I'm going to bring you guys closer to the stove so you can see what I'm doing right here. So the carrots are boiling, the potato is almost done. I just have to see if it's soft. If it cuts thoroughly inside, then it's fine. I'm going to turn off the heat on the potato and we're going to mash them into our gluten-free flour to make some really fun gnocchi. So you can see that the onions and garlic has browned quite nicely. And what I'm going to do after it cooks like that, I'm going to add it to my carrots. Okay, just add it all to my carrot and ginger soup. Last one out of here. Wonderful. And the soup is beautiful. So you don't have to add water. You can add some chicken stock or veggie stock if you like, or mushroom stock. Those are also fine, but it doesn't really need that if you have a good amount of vegetables. And then I'm gonna let them boil. So the carrot also should be very soft and tender, right? So you either fork it or you pierce it with a knife to see if it's tender enough. And once the onions have been boiling for about a minute, you can turn the heat off and we can put this in a blender or using a handheld blender to puree this soup. And it's going to be a beautiful, nice, thick soup. It has the water liquid has boiled off a little bit, so I'm going to add a little bit of the potato liquid inside to help it out a little bit, because I don't like the soup to be too thick and you won't be able to blend it. Okay, so while the soup is again blending, I'm going to take out the potato and we're going to make a really quick gnocchi recipe. So gnocchi is a potato pasta, and usually it's made with regular gluten-full flour, like wheat flour. But what I have here is some rice flour because my partner is gluten-free. So glutinous rice flour actually works very well with the potatoes. So I'm just going to cube the potatoes to cool it down. And you want to be able to just, mash it nicely and add it to a mixing bowl. Okay. It doesn't have to be too nice because we're actually mushing up the potatoes. So I will slowly just cut that up. And we don't need the whole potato because we're not cooking for making too many gnocchis. You can actually put the dough in the fridge and save it for a few days. And you can make gnocchi any day of the week. It's actually not as hard as you think it is, okay? All right, so I have some really smushed up potatoes. I have a mixing bowl here. We're gonna put it all in the mixing bowl. up the skin because fiber content is super important. Okay, so I have some rice flour here, and I'm also going to get some psyllium husk powder, which is a very high fiber, soluble fiber content. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of psyllium husk fiber. That will increase the fiber content a lot. And then I have here a 1/4 cup of rice flour. Okay, and then you want to use a fork to mush it all together. Be careful, the potatoes are quite hot, so you won't want to use your hands until you are ready. And at the same time, I also have a little bit of cheese. So this is some Parmesan. I'm going to add about a tablespoon worth of Parmesan cheese into my gnocchi. And with the potato water, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of boiling hot water to this. Okay? And I'm going to continue mashing until it forms a nice dough. And when it's not hot, you can start using your hands to knead this whole thing together. Okay? So we're essentially making small little dumplings, and the fork is also going to be very, very easy and nice for you to form the potato dumpling. Okay, so I can feel that it's already getting cool. So what I'm going to do is just use my hands and mush this dough all together. The soup is actually done, so I'm going to turn the soup off and wait for my potato gnocchi to turn into a nice piece of dough. Okay, so I have a nice piece of dough here with the potatoes and the rice flour, as well as the soluble fiber that helps you absorb your starches slower and keeps you fuller and more satisfied. Okay, and then now I'm going to keep my fork. This is a great way to add nice patterns to my gnocchi. And with a small part of it, I'm just going to roll it into small oval shapes. Okay, so just about a ping pong ball size. I'm going to rip the dough off. Okay, and these are already gnocchi, but you're going to give the gnocchi like a signature shape with the fork. You can make quite a few gnocchi with one potato. So I'm going to save this for 2 meals, which is exciting because I love gnocchi. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have 10 little gnocchi with half the dough, so it makes about 20 gnocchi. So that's good enough for about 2 meals for me. And what I'm doing is just nicely shaping it in small dumpling sizes and like an oval shape. And then I'm going to use my fork to add a nice design to the top. So it's gonna feel like it's homemade and rustic. And it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so to the same pan that we sauteed the onions and garlic, you're gonna add some oil and you're going to also sear these gnocchi. You can also boil them first, but the potatoes are also cooked already. So I'm just going to switch this guy up, back, and turn it up to middle and then medium heat. I'm gonna wash my hands and you can sear the gnocchi. Again, a little bit of oil in the back with the gnocchi. And then you can gently add the potato dumplings to the back and give it a nice sear. And that can be a side dish for our carrot soup. Again, I'm going to bring you closer to the action because now we're going to blend our carrot and tomato soup. Carrot and ginger soup. So I have a handheld blender. You can buy one of these guys really easily at a local household shop. And then we're going to slowly just put it inside. The carrots are so tender that it doesn't need too much work. Also try to put the soup on an angle so it has more. So now all the carrot and ginger and onions and garlic have been blended. This is ready to be served up. It's a really nice soup. So there's a little bit of water left I'm going to add in here. And then now with the gnocchi, it's got a nice sear on one side. You see one side is golden brown. I'm going to do the other side. These look beautiful. Wow, and they're going to be so chewy and will add such a great side dish to my soup. With the soup, I have a nice green bowl here. And you're gonna love this topping because I'm gonna add a little bit of coconut milk on top and a sprinkle of some hemp seed. Okay, so let me just open up my coconut milk. Right. This is more like coconut cream, but this is great as a dollop on top. A sprinkle of hemp seeds, it's great protein. And don't forget your favorite hot sauce. So I have a habanero pineapple hot sauce here with some scallion ginger and yellow bell peppers in here. So really good flavor for the soup. And then we're going to quickly plate the gnocchi. So you'll see that the gnocchi is turned quite translucent. That means it's mostly cooked already. Just needs to turn translucent and you'll know that the flour has been done cooking. Okay. Ooh, look at how beautiful that color is. So we're gonna take it off the heat. And you can use this soup as a beautiful sauce for your gnocchi. Okay, and then you want to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese to this. So we have our beautiful coconut on top with hemp seeds for the carrot soup. And I have a beautiful gnocchi. And on this, we can also add another sprinkle of flax seeds. So we have two dishes with very, very, very simple ingredients. And also to the gnocchi, if you like some spice, I have some chili lime spice here. And you can just add a little bit of chilies on top, and this will finish up your dish really, really, really nicely. So you'll have a really nice lunch to look forward to, okay? And I hope you guys enjoyed today's class, and we have some nice carrot ginger soup and a beautiful potato gnocchi. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.